Hey everybody, this is Muffin with the Daily Biker Podcast. Just here to let y'all know the opinions and ideas expressed in this show are those of the hosts and their guests, not to be confused with their partners and sponsors. Now, let's get it on.
Hey guys, this is Sean from the Bikes and Beards YouTube channel, and you guys are listening to the Daily Biker Podcast. You're going to love it.
So for standard.
Heather, can you hit that light switch?
And you don't even know about the existence of the podcast, which is hilarious. So we're on like 5 or 6 years now.
Okay.
Broadcasted in like 180 different countries. And like, if you ask me, I would go, oh, we're small time, because we run between 1,500 to 2,000 downloads a month every 30 days. But when I talk to other people in the podcast sphere, they're like, oh, no, that's really good. But the thing is
we do this for fun.
we do it for fun. We have no paid,
There is no
advertisement.
monetization on anything that we do. This is
Literally,
just
everything is
together
out
and
of our
talk.
pocket.
Just
So
for
like
shits and giggles.
all of our
Yes,
equipment
pretty
has
much.
been out of our pocket. I have to pay a monthly fee for it to get published.
Now it goes through the dealership.
No.
Oh, do you have to do
I
that now?
pay for that. I've been paying for that for like 6 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Actually, probably almost a year. Remember, we kept having problems with the card messing up. And I was like, screw it. I switched over to my card.
I
I've
thought
been
it
paying
was.
for
I thought it
almost-
was going to switch back at some point.
No. I've just done it.
It is our podcast,
It is our podcast. So, yeah.
not sponsored by White Lightning anymore.
It's not, but I'm still an employee.
Yeah, you're still employed.
But
Sponsored by Daniel and Marcus.
You've been doing this for 6 years.
5 or 6. I
5 or
can't
6
remember.
years.
Well, 21. So 5 years.
Once a week,
Every Monday.
every Monday,
We have a new episode that comes out. Yeah.
new episodes.
So Daniel has been, this episode will be, I think it's 271 or 272.
Okay.
And Daniel has been on every episode.
Except for the first 25, 30.
And
Yeah.
okay, so Daniel started on episode 25 or 26, and there's only been 2 episodes you haven't been on since then.
Because I've been out of town.
Well, no, I was out of town. That's TMMR. I recorded 2 episodes at TMMR, and you weren't there.
Well, no, there was one that you guys recorded because me and Stephanie were in Hilton Head.
Oh,
You and Heather.
so there's probably
Yeah.
been, we'll just call it 10 on the extreme high side.
Yeah.
Episodes that Daniel hasn't been on.
Okay.
Because he's out somewhere that I couldn't go to, or I
Vice
was out of
versa.
town.
Yeah. But if I go out of town
You still
and I
record.
have to record, I'll usually take a way to record with me.
Yeah.
And when we started, it was just on a cell phone. Literally, lay the cell phone on the table and start talking and record it.
The microphones only came in the past year.
Okay. And why do you like the microphones versus the one set up?
The audio,
The audio
so much
that the
better.
listener hears is better.
100% clear.
So,
Okay.
but
I'm new to podcasts myself.
Yeah.
In general, that's why.
so the only rule we
So
have.
introduce yourself.
Well,
First,
hang on.
Okay.
We'll get to that. I'll tell you this, and then we'll roll intro. So the only rule I have, okay, I have one rule. We don't directly talk negative about a brand as a whole or a dealership, because there's a time and place for everybody and everything.
All right, gotta go.
Yeah. Otherwise, we go, hey, everybody, welcome back to the Daily Biker Podcast. My name is Marcus, and I'm your clueless leader. And today we're going to go on a learning journey. I have Miss Muffin.
Hey, y'all.
I have Daniel.
Hey there.
And I have the very special guest, first time on the show. Didn't even know the podcast existed until about 10 minutes ago.
Hey guys.
Chris.
What do you guys do again?
Yeah. So Chris is our Florida friend, and will
Florida man. Our local Florida man.
one day, according to him, be a Florida man again. We still have
Come September. We
still
have a little bit of
couple
time.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still have a couple months.
He'll revert.
So, but Chris has fell in love with East Tennessee and what it means to go around a curve.
Oh, are there curves? I didn't know what they were until I moved here.
What's funny about that is in Panama City, there is a bar nicknamed the Curve because it's in the one curve,
The only
curve, and they call it the Curve. So, but yeah, obviously, most everybody listening to this, if you don't know, welcome to your first episode. Daniel is not a Harley guy.
No.
Marcus is a Harley guy. Muffin is also a Harley person, but Muffin has a secret hidden soft spot for sport bikes.
I do. Yeah.
She would ride everything in my garage. And be
Yeah.
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 I just have a soft spot for motorcycles.
Yeah, that's true. But Chris, who has owned many variations, currently rides an Indian. Da, da, da. What was funny was Daniel was like, "Oh yeah, so we met this guy Chris, and like the very first time I met you that day and was going to ride with you, he was like, telling me the day before, he's like, oh, this guy Chris, we met him, he's a super cool guy. Da, da. Oh, by the way,
there was a caveat on there, because me as a primarily Honda rider, I have no bias against anybody because it doesn't matter.
Right.
I have a Harley rider and
an Indian.
so
Victory.
I've got to bridge the gap. I am the bridge. Look, I have a poster up there. You meet the nicest people on a Honda. That's why you're here today.
So the thing about it is, though, and I've said this on the podcast before,
Yeah.
that there's only two Indians I would own,
FTR.
and a Challenger.
Correct.
Outside of an old Indian.
Yeah.
An old Indian is a different conversation.
Like an original.
Right, 1942.
But
Yeah.
modern generation Indians, the only ones that I own would be an FTR and a Challenger, primarily
And they got rid of the FTR.
because I hate the Art Deco look that they go for. I love Art Deco. I hate that they try and put it on a motorcycle. It doesn't.
No,
look,
I do
it
have
looks
to say,
stupid me.
like, the classic ones that they put out actually look pretty good compared to the older bikes.
You are also dead to me now. So
The new vintage ones is
it's
what you're talking about?
I wouldn't own one. I would never buy one. But I mean, if you were going to, if a company was going to make a bike that they made back in the 40s, that's probably as close as you're going to get, unfortunately.
besides Janus,
Yeah, well,
That's different.
completely wrong. But Janus charges $12,000 for a 250cc bike that can't run
now if you'd said motorcycles that look like they're from the 70s, I would have said Ural.
because it's a bike from the 70s. Like, they never
It
changed
literally
it.
is a bike from the
Indian
70s.
came out with a new motorcycle. Ural's still making the same bike. They just put fuel injection in it.
Stole the motorcycle.
No.
If we really want
Indian,
It was from the Germans.
Indian did not come out with a new motorcycle.
That's what I'm saying.
Victory came out with a new motorcycle.
They bought it.
And they slapped Indian.
That's a great engine.
And we've had this conversation recently at work. I was talking to somebody about the problem. The biggest issue with Indian is about the evolution and all this other stuff of motorcycle brands and how you can only build for so long and then you have to innovate. What's up?
No, I was just. Chris is a little bit louder.
Oh yeah.
So no, you're fine. Hold it up. He adjusted you. You're good.
Yeah.
So
Typically Heather's significantly quieter than you are.
yeah,
You are louder.
never imagine that.
No. Well,
You don't have to be quiet about drinking beer.
Okay.
It literally opens up with her popping the top of a beer can.
Oh.
We'll show you after the fact.
And you need to
Get
finish your.
louder the more I have.
So since you've never listened to this, you
I also
don't
made
know,
that tequila cold for you, and you're letting it sit.
No, I bruised it, and I'm gonna sip on it. Because again, I was trying to get over the spiciness, so I had to have
So
spicy.
what you also don't know is we have a celebrity intro on the podcast.
Oh. Okay.
We've had multiple.
Well, like the current intro on the podcast, she gives the legal disclaimer, and then it's followed by Sean from Bikes and Beards does the actual intro for the podcast.
okay.
SRK Cycles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He bought a Walmart
We have mutual friends.
bike the other day. I watched a video of him doing. Walmart now sells motorcycles.
So
and
you know how, not trying to say anything, but you know how couples have other couples they like to spend time with and stuff like that. So Sean and his wife, before they moved from Pennsylvania to Tennessee, their couple was actually my cousin and his wife.
Oh.
So we have
Are you
mutual
name
friends.
dropping?
My cousin's name? No.
No.
No. I'm not going to talk about Matt on here. Oh, shoot, I said his name. Matt's a minor celebrity in his own right, too, though. Because he worked, the company that he works for / kind of owns type deal, it's a family company, is a pretty decently large company that you probably know.
Okay.
So, which you know because of your professionalism, what you do for a living.
Yeah.
So you and I can actually get into that after the fact.
Have that conversation with
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just remind me.
Sure.
You'll forget. And I so
100%.
So, anyways,
To be fair, we have had it is one of the first really good days here in Tennessee. So we had a cookout. We're all hanging out, having a good time. Burgers, hot dogs, sitting out on the back deck.
peppers, beer,
Peppers.
margaritas,
Beer, everything. So
Florida man stories,
yeah, those are the best ones. And it's best we have a Florida man.
and mayflies the size of small children.
Those were
They came out of nowhere.
aggressive.
So we had a neighbor start cutting his grass at 7:00 at night, which I don't blame him. The sun's down.
Yeah.
We do that here when it gets hot. The mayflies came out like crazy.
So, like I said, the two Indians that I think are decent looking.
FTR.
FTR
Carbon.
is fantastic.
And the Challenger.
The retro
Challenger.
the retro FTR is fantastic too.
So-
the regular FTR,
But I've had the conversation at work about motorcycle companies and innovating and stuff like that. And realistically, a motorcycle company floats about 10 years before they have to do some sort of innovation. Harley's really easy to see that with,
because they'll come out with a new engine.
because they'll come out with a new engine or they'll change the body completely or something. Like they started in 2017 with Milwaukee 8s, and then all of a sudden in 2024, here's a generation 2 of that engine and a whole new body design. But if you start, it's easier to see it with Harley. But honestly, if you go back, because we've went through this with Goldwing, you can see it with other brands. It's about a 10 years kind of where it's at. Some will do it in 7 or 8. Some will do it in 12. But 10 is kind of where that middle line is on the wave graph.
10 is the average for a bike or a company that kind
Generational changings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think that goes for automotive as well.
It does. It,
It
does.
does.
But
You have to
Indian-
get so much out of producing something before you start producing something else.
let's look at Indian.
Yeah.
Okay. The last generation of Victory motorcycles, okay, are now how old?
they're 10 years old.
They're hitting that 10-year mark.
Yeah.
So Indian, who hasn't actually done anything, doesn't have anything
Yeah.
because everything they produced was Indian. Or everything Indian produced was Victory.
Right.
And I was trying to explain this to somebody the other day, and they go, well, they don't look the same. And I go, well, they do, first of all. But then we got a bike traded in at the dealership, and I go, oh, here's my example. The last brand new motorcycle produced by Victory was the Victory Octane.
Same exact motorcycle.
It is
as-
literally
literally
an Indian.
If
If I took the Victory badges off and put Indian badges on it, you would think it was an Indian.
wouldn't
You
even
would
know.
you
Well-
would not know.
But you have to remember, everybody, when they think of Victory, they think of those big V pattern, like windshields, like the body work looked like a
Look,
V.
don't
the
you talk-
road sofa.
Don't you talk about the cross not
Cross-
not the
not
cross tour,
country
the Vision.
Vision.
Don't
you
That's
talk
the
about the
one.
Vision.
That's the
The
spaceship
Victory
on
Vision.
2 wheels.
That is the USS Enterprise
Yeah.
of motorcycles.
But when
the road sofa.
when you
of-
mention Victory, that's what people think of.
know.
Yeah,
the
well, people
Victory
picture
Vision.
that, or they picture the high ball,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the 8-ball, or the cross country. And to be honest,
They
the
were
cross
doing
country
it
was
8-ball,
great.
but
But yeah, the problem that Polaris made the decision on, and I had this conversation with somebody at work the other day too, was Victory actually built a decent product, and they were selling motorcycles.
Scared.
What, Victory was scared? Oh, well, no, I was going to say Victory was selling motorcycles based on their merit. They made a halfway decent motorcycle. People liked them.
And they're affordable.
It was affordable.
It was the American version of a metric bike.
It was. It was.
And people like that.
And it is metric.
But Polaris thought.
Well, it was the American version.
But Polaris thought that Indian would sell better based on their name.
Right. Than just.
And I'm like, you've never been around motorcycles, apparently, because people don't like the name Indian because it carries too much of a negative history.
So, given that I've ridden the Victories, I've had 3 Victories, 2 Vegases, and a Gunner.
We sold a pre-owned Vegas at the shop 2 days ago.
My first Victory was the Vegas. It was a 50th anniversary, gold trim inlay badge. It was the most beautiful bike, and it rode so smooth. But here's the thing: Bike Week Daytona, and I ride up in a Victory, and you find another Victory rider, and all they want to do is tell you how many miles they've put on the bike.
Yeah.
And how little they've spent on repairs. So I've got 80,000 miles, and all I've done is an oil change every 5,000 miles. And then, and that was the Victory, what people looked at Victory. As an Indian, I'm actually kind of like shunned a lot when I go out to places.
I'm going to tell you why. Because realistically, I make a joke, and I won't make the joke right now, but because it can be extremely distasteful. Just saying.
You tell a bad joke?
No. Oh, it's not a bad one. It's distasteful to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Indian has such a rep of there's people that are riding Indians because they have a bone to pick with Harley Davidson, and that's the only reason they're riding an Indian. I'm not saying that's your situation.
We know that.
There's just a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah, I get it.
We've met a lot of people like
A lot of people like that.
Just to prove I'm better than Harley, I have an Indian.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, yeah.
There's a large population of that. But either way, Challenger, you said we've already started off with, you face challenges with the acceptance into the other motorcycles and stuff like that. I'm sure, obviously, outside of me, you do find Harley people that are like, yeah, let's ride, whatever. They might crack jokes or something, but they're like, hey, you're riding motorcycles. Let's go. Let's have fun.
Wind is wind.
Oh, yeah.
So, unless you break it, just to be fair.
A small room.
But one of the questions I have, okay, because in comparison to Harley Davidson, Indian's dealer network is a lot smaller. Production is smaller.
Aftermarket is smaller.
What's that like dealing with those issues? Because I'm sure you have those. Maybe back home there was an Indian dealership, so it's not so bad. But have you ever traveled and been like, I need to find the closest Indian dealership, and there's not one?
So realistically, I've put 20,000 miles on the Challenger in a year and a half to 2 years. I have not had any major malfunctions that I needed instant service. It's been the only real issue that I've ever really had was the command center screen went out.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've had no mechanical issues.
But that was an electronic thing.
It's an electronic thing.
That
They
the
just
circuit board just didn't work.
Yeah, they replaced the screen and it was good to go.
But you're fortunate enough in Chattanooga, we have an Indian dealership.
Again, we have an Indian dealership here where I'm from in Florida. They had one as well. So I never had any major mechanical problems where I needed instant problem or instant, fix. Where if you're right, if I'm out, in North Dakota and riding, through some place and there may not be an Indian dealership. So what do I do?
Yeah.
That would be a concern that I have. But
I mean, that is one thing, and I came from a world where I rode Japanese motorcycles. Now, on the upside is there is a lot of small shops that work on metric motorcycles. So it's
not as many.
not as many.
They're
as there
going
used to be.
away.
They are. But
Well,
like,
the guys that know how to do it
but
don't exist anymore.
when you get in your
Sure.
truck and you drive back to Florida and you pass 17 different Harley Davidson dealerships,
right.
I mean, is there frustration there? Is there like, why can't it be like this for me?
No.
You don't feel any type of way. You go out and buy all 7 T-shirts from the different Indian dealerships that are in the country, and
It's
I can
just,
tell you where 4 Indian dealerships are, and that's it.
yeah. Honestly, you're starting to see more and more people like Forever Rad who
Yeah.
works on Indians, and you're starting to see more Indian service centers that are not actually Indian dealerships
Yeah.
all over the country now popping up because they're offering that service for those Indian riders where the dealership isn't offering it, but they can still get help throughout the country.
So it's a plus.
It is 100% plus.
Yeah.
But also having a bike that is so reliable. I mean,
Right now.
3 right now.
Well, no, I'm just saying you're talking 20,000 miles.
26, yes.
If anybody has any major malfunctions inside 26,000 miles, that is a problem with that motorcycle.
Exactly. And there's going to be concerns. There's going to be issues with every motorcycle, no matter who it is.
I mean,
Harley,
'cause
Honda.
I
Doesn't matter.
I broke a transmission. I broke a transmission
It's going to happen.
at
But
45,000 miles, though.
But let's take Vroom, the old man, who is raising money for Indian for his actual wife.
Yeah, he's got like 150,000 miles.
No, he just reached 200,000 miles
now he's got
within
2.
1 year,
Yeah.
and the only issues he's had.
Well, the only reason I know 150 is because last time I heard about it was obviously 50 days ago.
Sure, yeah. And so he did the original 125,000 in 125 days. And then he hit a pothole, broke a rim, and things have happened.
That's not a bike issue. That's just riding it.
It's a right, yeah.
I mean, because you can break a rim, I can break a rim.
Exactly.
Like, that's
And another instant, ice flew off the back of a diesel, an 18-wheeler, and took out his front fairing. So again, he took some time off for that. But again,
I just let it ride, broken and everything.
he couldn't. It was the whole front fairing was destroyed.
Don't
But at the
worry
same
about
time,
it. You don't need a fairing.
the thing about that, like not
Windshield
that
life.
damage, just the bike being able to do that. There's guys that do that on Harleys.
Right.
So
200,000 miles in a year.
yeah, I mean, there is that last guy that did the 100,000 miles in 100 days, which is a buddy of his, of
That's
the guy
probably
that
where
you're
it all
talking
started
about.
from.
Which is great. You're talking about the average Goldwing rider.
Did it on a road glide.
And that's fantastic.
So,
But your question was,
but I'm talking about like the service,
about my
like,
without
not
having
the reliability.
so
It's
many-
just like the comfort of service,
yeah,
of being able to get
so many-
service.
I'm actually so comfortable on the bike knowing that I'm going to be able to get from point A to point B
Yeah.
without having a major mechanical issue, that it doesn't worry me so much. My biggest thing is just getting standard servicing, 5, 10, 15 tires.
Yeah.
That's my biggest concern.
Because if you were to do, say, a cross country ride, you're like, I'm going to ride to California and back. You can't go. Well, I know every decent sized town I come to, there's going to be an Indian dealership.
Right.
So
There
you
won't
have
be.
to kind of plan.
But
that
also,
a
I
little
do
bit
my own
more.
oil changes, and
Yeah.
I'm sure any bike, except for JP Cycles, they will not do.
They won't take care of your Indian.
They will not.
Are you telling me next time I go to Sturgis, you're going to go with me though?
No, not 100%.
I'm going back in 27.
You're going in 2027?
Yeah, I'm not going this year. I'm going to 27.
I don't really have a desire to go to Sturgis.
I
To
think
be
you do,
truthful,
too.
I'd rather go to the Panhandle with you. I'd rather go to North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm just not I just haven't heard Sturgis was that great to go. Other than I went to Sturgis, just like I did the Dragon Tail.
I'm going to be honest.
Please.
seeing the sights in Sturgis was fantastic.
Yes.
But the ride with the friendships there and back.
It's the story of being able to go there. Now, I mean, you look at Iron Mountain, you look at just going through downtown Sturgis, going through canyons, seeing Mount Rushmore. Like, there's
So is
a lot
it
of
the
good
ride there more so than the bike?
Well, not even that. I mean, we had a beer in the bar that Wild Bill Hickok was killed.
Okay.
Mount Rushmore, Devil's Tower, all that.
Yeah, seeing all the sites that are out there.
It's not about the bike week. It's about what you do around
the bike
that.
week is a bike week.
Adds to the aura of what's going on.
So,
Okay.
like, the bike week is the same. Like, you go to Panama, you go to Daytona, you go to Myrtle Beach, you go to
It's bike week.
it's a bike week, and it's Harley riders all over the place doing dumb shit. Because that's what it. I mean, that's what it is. It's people acting out, thinking that they're special, and
Except for
they're
that one BMW.
There's only 4 there at the entire show.
Hey, look, but mine was the only one that rode there, and mine was not the comfortable looking one out of all the 4.
There was actually a bunch of Challengers that I saw.
Yeah, there were quite a few.
bunch of Challengers.
Hell, I saw a couple Valkyries out there.
So,
And actually, I saw in one of my Valkyrie posts, guy rode from Florida on his Valkyrie to Sturgis last year. It's like, man, you had to stop every 150 miles? That's crazy.
and the Indian dealership in Sturgis actually owns the original FXR from Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man, that's sitting on display in their showroom.
That's cool.
Okay.
I didn't know that until I got back, and I was like, I kind of wish I'd gone to the Indian dealership now and seen that. I didn't even want to try and pull in their parking lot because it looked crazy.
I mean, it's one of those things that I would be, work permitting and stuff like that. Again, we're talking next year.
A year and a half.
A year and a half from now. I'll be back in Florida by then. So it'll be a ride from Florida to Tennessee and then up.
Yeah, but you can do it where you ride from Florida to Tennessee on like Friday.
Yeah.
Or not even Friday, because I think I'm planning on leaving on Thursday. So like you ride up a couple days before to be able to relax.
Yeah.
And then
I would hate to do this to that to that.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
I'm not a 1,000 miles a day kind of guy.
well, next time I go back, I'm not doing 1,000 in one day.
That was rough.
We're doing 555.
Sioux Falls was actually not bad. Going to Sioux Falls wasn't bad. Go to Burlington, Colorado. So 2024, we left here at 4 o'clock in the morning.
He, not me.
me, Charlie, and Alex left here at 4 o'clock in the morning, and by I think it was 8 o'clock their time, we were in Burlington, Colorado. It was just shy of 1,200 miles. We boogied the entire day.
Did you guys have radar detectors or?
Nope. Nope. It was, well, we had, we had Charlie. We had Charlie. Charlie is a radar detector because when you get to a certain age, they just don't pull you over.
If he got pulled over, he just flashes AARP card. It'd be okay.
Sadly, I'm
Don't
almost
you-
there.
I have an AARP card. You can get them at any age, by the way. And you get the benefits.
I don't know what to say to that. But
You're just disappointed you haven't taken advantage of
No.
your opportunity of being old.
We get the mail.
we do. We're going back in
I can
27.
use that for movie discounts, can't I?
Yes.
Sweet. Next time I get
Just apply. All you got to do is apply.
100%.
So
They don't check your age.
we're going back in 27, and we're doing it. It's actually 500 or like 450, and then like 515, and then like 390. So
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, that won't be as bad.
to be honest,
Those are still shorter than the shortest day we had when we went in 24.
500 miles is like nothing. Like we left at 4 a.m. 500 miles into our road trip, it wasn't lunchtime.
Yeah, we were way into it.
We were halfway across Missouri by noon.
Yeah.
And you guys were definitely not doing the speed limit.
Oh no, that was doing the speed limit.
Seriously?
The state tree of of Illinois is a construction barrel.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I've not ridden past Tennessee and moving that way. I've been
There's
North
nothing.
Carolina,
We
South
literally
Carolina.
went the entire existence
Georgia.
of I-24.
Okay.
Because, like, I-24 starts here and ends at, was it 57
Yeah.
or something like that?
I think you're right.
Like,
57.
right there, like, Illinois.
You've never truly lived until you've driven across the state of Kansas.
Or South Dakota.
Yeah. Well,
have to be on
the
the-
sunflowers that you never saw in South Dakota.
I saw them. You did not.
Stephanie was like, "Oh, those are so pretty," and Marcus, "What are you talking about?"
Never saw the first sunflower. I saw a state.
Literally hundreds of miles of sunflowers.
I saw a state.
Oh, there's sunflowers.
I saw a state that doesn't put fences on the side of the interstate because they're not worried about anything being that far out in the middle of nowhere.
Was it Kansas?
No, in South Dakota.
South Dakota?
No, you
I
see,
also was running about 92 miles an hour and got passed by a minivan like I was sitting still.
yes,
And I went, maybe I'm going too slow. And then I turn around and there's a tractor trailer like right on my
Barreling down,
bumper.
yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on here?
He turns to look at me and goes, I think we're going too slow.
The construction zone had a speed limit of 75.
Yeah.
Construction 75.
Yes.
Construction, 75 miles an hour.
The speed limit was like 80, 85.
80.
Yeah.
Huh.
They do their construction on the interstate geniusly in South Dakota though.
fair.
There's no people.
About every 5 miles, they have a section that's about a quarter mile where they have it paved between the two sections of the interstate.
And you cross over,
And when they're
so
doing
it's one lane,
construction,
one lane.
They shift you,
Yeah.
so they can be working on this 5 mile section. of the
24
interstate.
hours, just nonstop.
Yes.
You go around.
You just
this
go around
section.
it, and like
Yeah,
they're
I get
working
you.
on like this
Yeah.
little section.
But all it takes for them is to pave that
Yeah.
tiny little section in
You-
the middle
you
to
Yeah.
yeah,
have
you
freedom for
crossed
both
over,
sides.
and it's smooth. Like you're not slowing down. You're
Oh,
just
no.
full speed.
Yeah.
Because it's literally it's paved for like a quarter mile. So think it's not a drastic. It's just a slight merge over
slight-
across.
Well,
bend.
that first one that we found, we all slowed down for because
Yeah,
we were like,
well,
"What the
'cause
hell
we
is
thought
it?"
it was going to be intense.
Yeah, because you see all the traffic cones, you see all the construction cones, and you're like, "All right,
You don't know what to expect.
Like, is this going to be a yield situation? Is this
Yeah.
going to be?" But it's maintain speed.
Yeah.
Slow down to about 75, and you'll be just
down.
fine.
But literally, like,
Go down to 75, please.
but like if they have to work on like this 100-yard section, the pavement got busted up.
Yeah.
They'll just shift you over, and then you'll go for the next 5 miles when it shifts back.
Which honestly, I believe they just leave those out there.
They just randomly.
Yeah, they just pick different sections. They've already built
I mean,
them.
there was a couple times that we shifted and there was nothing going on.
No.
Yeah.
But you think about that.
Oh, the other thing too was Iowa does plane speed control.
Yes, they do.
Like we saw the plane.
It came right.
like there is no reason for an airplane to be about 100 yards off the ground chasing the freeway.
Yeah, just following suit with, okay.
We just happened to be going the speed limit that time.
Yeah. That was the
Yeah.
first for me.
It will never be
happened?
me and Marcus down going across South
yeah.
Dakota.
That was me all of a sudden looking in my rearview mirror and seeing nothing but the grill of a Dodge Charger, and I went, "Uh-oh."
Oh.
Me and Marcus had a little bit of fun going up to Sioux Falls. I stopped. I got over. Police officer went by me, like full speed by me, and I was still running 90.
And the last thing Daniel sees is this police officer like on my tail.
Yeah.
On our foot.
I mean, we're in like a 70-mile-an-hour speed zone, running like
Yeah.
90. And I'm like, oh,
Plus.
crap.
Oh, man.
I get over.
Bad day.
I get over. He goes past me
Pulls over that.
and pulls over a Honda Pilot SUV
Yep.
that we had been next to since St. Louis. I'm like, are these people going to Sturgis too? Because we have traveled with them for like the past 400 miles.
Yes.
We've been through 3 states with these people.
We have. We literally have.
Yeah.
Pulls them over. But here was the thing. It was like almost like every single time we'd get off at an exit. We'd be right next to them. We'd get off an exit and we'd be like, okay, good. We'd get gas and all this other stuff.
And
we'd
then
get back
there they'd be again.
Yeah, we'd get back on the interstate and there they are. And they're like, did they get off the same time and go to a different gas station? Or like we didn't understand it. But we saw them just barely cut off tractor trailers and other cars. And I was like, we talked about it. It was like finally somebody called in and was like, this guy is driving erratic. So
We 100% thought it was going to be me and Marcus because we were boogieing.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
You
went
gotta do what you gotta do.
on the way back. Me and Muffin went to a gas station in South Dakota at like 6:00 in the morning. No, we stopped to get fuel. It's like 6:30.
The sun was barely up.
Yeah. The ifs was somewhere around the ghost town, but not at the ghost town.
Yeah.
And like I go inside, use the bathroom. She goes inside, use the bathroom, and I'm standing there waiting. And she comes out of the bathroom. I go, we need to leave.
He's
She's
texting me while I'm in the bathroom going, oh, we need to leave.
She's like, is everything okay? I go, everybody is like staring at us.
It was weird.
It was really like
Weird.
creepy.
Like,
You stopped at one of those stations.
You got a super creepy,
it
weird.
was gonna be
Like it was like a big, nice gas station.
That was like The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
it's a horror movie situation.
So they left a little bit after us because of a miscommunication.
Like 30 minutes.
Yeah. So they stopped at, they were about 30 minutes behind us the entire way back.
Well, until Sioux Falls.
Yeah, and you got a little bit closer to us because we stopped again.
Because when we stopped south of Sioux Falls, y'all were stopped getting gas while we were stopped getting gas.
Yeah.
And we were like one exit apart from each other. So, but only reason is I literally just went through Sioux Falls, never even slowed down or stopped or anything.
Yeah.
So, but when I go back, we're not going back that same way. We're not going back through Sioux Falls.
I mean, that is the short way.
So half of our route.
You could just go straight to Burlington and then go north.
Well, so half of our route. So our distance is actually going to be 1,490 miles. So it's
So
not
longer.
much long. Well, not much. It's like 20 miles longer. But we're going to go to Kansas City. And on the west side of Kansas City, we're getting on 2-lane blacktop. And we're cutting diagonally up through Kansas. And
There's nothing in Kansas. You can see your dog run away for like a week or two.
Yeah.
Like, there's just
Like,
nothing.
we're
hate
gonna cut.
this. Anybody that's ever lived in Kansas is
Wichita.
from Kansas.
so we're going to cut
I hate you.
diagonally.
No. I went there for work. I was there for 2 years and I wanted to.
Not
We're
a
gonna cut
damn thing in
diagonally
Kansas.
Northwest through
Yeah.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Into Nebraska and continue, and then stop in Broken Bow, Nebraska, which is like a decent little size town. Decent size little town, 15,000 population.
Okay.
But like, they've got restaurants, they've got hotels. It's just in the middle of nowhere. But it is. It is. They're swapping mics over here. It is 120 miles to the backside of the Badlands. So, like, going that way, you have to go into the Badlands and actually go through the middle of Badlands National Park.
Yes, can we do that this time?
27. Yeah, that's
Yes.
what we're doing.
We talked about that last year,
So,
but it just didn't work out timing-wise.
if Daniel got
Yeah.
quiet, it's because we're shifting mics around.
Yeah. Heather actually deserves a mic. People have complained. I'm not going to let Heather not have a mic.
Don't let Ben bully you.
Well, you got one more spot. Why don't we?
We just don't have another mic.
We bought 3 because
Yeah.
There's only 3 of us.
It's only 3 of us.
Oh, special guest.
you showed up.
We don't have that many special guests?
I drove down the street and said hi. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other reoccurring special guest on here is Keith.
Yeah.
No,
And
we're
I love
gonna have to
that
change that
you
for the
can
next
hear
couple
that.
months.
I'm watching.
So.
You can hear me on all the mics.
And
But-
and Field every now and then
When he's
when he's
in this
back,
country. When he's in country,
Okay.
he's on podcast,
Yeah.
which shouldn't be that long from now.
I bet you he's going to listen to this one.
Why would he listen to this one?
He's the one in North Korea.
Oh, no, we already figured out who the one in North Korea
We
is.
know who's North Korea.
Oh
We know
God.
exactly who North Korea is. It's not who you would think.
It's the sister.
No, it's some guy that has to sit in a room and just listen to every episode to make sure we don't say anything bad.
Yeah,
You
okay.
have one guy in North Korea.
One,
do.
one thing.
You said his name earlier.
No, we don't know his name.
Oh, you know his name or his.
It's one listener in North Korea.
Has listened to every episode.
Every single one.
That's what you said earlier. Don't you have like a username or anything? No.
No.
You just
No, all I can say, so I can go see the stats of where downloads are coming from.
okay.
And every there's like it tells me now, so I can go, oh, there could be 4. But so if I have 270 episodes and I go look at it, there's been 270 downloads out of this city in North Korea. I don't think that's 4 different people. I don't think it coincidentally ends up being the same amount of episodes. We have asked very strongly if you are using a VPN and you're using North Korea as your VPN, let us
No
know.
one-
We won't
no.
say anything.
Okay.
We'll keep
Yeah.
up this ruse about it
Yeah.
being somebody.
Like, shh.
We won't say anything. Nobody has still told us.
But maybe he displays that proudly over multiple locations, so that one North Korea turns into hundreds and hundreds of people
But
because he's
they don't actually
displaying.
have access to internet, so it doesn't really
Yeah, I mean, it literally could be like Mondays at noon.
They're
also-
They're blaring.
I don't know.
They're blaring it. They're blaring it over the speakers in like the entire town.
Entire city.
Like we've made the reference that the only reason North Korea
Daily
has not
Biker.
attacked is because Kim Jong Un is a huge
Chattanooga.
fan of podcasts.
Well, you know what? That could actually be it. Like, he's just sitting here listening to the podcast every week, and he was like, "Oh, these Americans, I really
They're so
love them."
I
funny.
really love them.
We
I
are
think I went
different.
Mexican there. I'm sorry.
We are different,
It's fine.
but same.
I didn't have tequila tonight, so
Tequila.
This is going downhill fast.
100%. You invited
It's
me
it's
in.
fine.
Hey,
I
look,
I
it's
warned
It's
you.
still
Yeah.
better than the Indian drinking episode.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
oh,
You've got to listen to that one. That is the greatest
yes.
episode
You
ever.
you really need to listen to that one.
The Indian
We
drinking
made an
game.
episode about your people.
Yes,
We did.
and we got trash.
But we will have to. We'll have to have you on another.
Oh, God.
episode sometime.
Yes. Please
What
inform me.
what is the rules? So first of all, we tell the history of Indian
Yes.
from the beginning.
Okay.
So what's the rules for the Indian drinking game
What was it? Every time Indian got bought out
or sales
or sold
Or went bankrupt.
or went
Or-
bankrupt,
or stops production?
yes, we drank.
So you guys were drunk.
We were drunk.
100%.
Yeah.
It was a good
4.5
It was a
beers on
good
an
one.
hour-long episode.
Yeah, it's a long. Yeah. Okay.
It was fun. It was entertaining.
And we learned
Hey, you know.
so much. Did you know Indian Motorcycles at one point in time was owned by an Indian?
Yeah.
Not Native American.
Like the
Not a woo-woo.
the dot.
Like
Oh, okay.
from India. Like a guy from India.
7-Eleven
at
and
one point in time
Indian all in the same role.
owned Indian.
Okay.
It will also never be as good as the stereotypes episode.
That was
Yeah.
my favorite one. That's my favorite
There's
one.
a lot of people that say the stereotypes of. We
Yeah.
almost
That-
killed.
that was-
We almost killed a guy with that episode.
Yes, we did.
One of our local listeners drives a big truck and was like, I had to pee. Almost pissed myself. I spit my water out all over the truck and almost wrecked.
We
Bless
went
it.
through every motorcycle brand
Yeah,
and just made jokes
made
about it.
made fun of them.
And we went into very specific with some for like the stereotypes, like Gold Wings and like
Yeah.
the Bagger Bros and Dyna Bros and
And
just
it was
Yeah,
that was also another we sit here, have a couple drinks.
yeah.
I think
That
wasn't
was
T on
Yeah.
that one?
So
Yeah,
Teresa-
yeah.
Oh wait, no, you were the moderator. Teresa was
I was the
helping us
I was
with
the moderator. Yes.
with the stuff. and we didn't stay shy. Like we hit Daniel's bikes, we hit my bikes, we hit Teresa's bikes. Like
It was a free for all.
oh yeah,
Nobody
Yeah.
was.
nobody was safe.
Nobody was safe.
Nobody was
There's
safe.
stereotypes for everything.
Yeah, 100%.
Like the strong listeners of the podcast know that I cannot do a German accent to save my life.
Don't do it again.
And they know how Daniel feels about Ducati. Eating pizza and drinking their cappuccinos. But 'tis life. You know what they say.
And on that bombshell.
Hey everybody, this is Sean at White Lightning Harley Davidson. I want to thank you for listening to the Daily Biker Podcast. You can reach the podcast on Facebook or Instagram at The Daily Biker, or you can email the podcast at thedailybiker@gmail.com. Be sure to keep an eye on White Lightning Harley Davidson social media pages for the most up-to-date information on all our events and where you can find the boys.